Okay, so in terms of the one night stands, you're able to tell if it's a one night stand. And then, okay, then there's times when you do the three day thing. So
Hmm.
maybe you need to do like a 7 day thing.
I know. I've been
Like,
thinking.
what's your, I mean, I guess what's your plan now?
I guess I'm gonna increase to five.
You're gonna increase to five.
Because I feel like the third date rule is now a little bit too predictable. I feel like a lot of guys know about that, so they know. I mean, maybe not. I don't know. I'm not a guy, but like maybe some of them know about the third date rule, so they're just waiting for that third date and they like expect it at that point now. I don't know. But maybe
It's
five
so
will weed out some more people.
yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe there's something else you can tell. Maybe there's
Yeah.
another way you can tell. Like, do you find that, or do you think you were like fully duped in some of these, where like you're like, wow, like we were really getting along, like it seemed really fun. They were totally okay with not hooking up. Like maybe they even didn't even try until the third date.
No,
Like, do you feel like there's any of those situations?
not entirely. I think a lot of times, like, I will kind of know if a guy is emotionally unavailable, but choose to ignore it, which I think is a problem that a lot of women have in terms of like they cry that they aren't in a relationship and can't find anybody that likes them, but then they go after the wrong type of guy. And a lot of times, like, you get that type of communication. Communication is more than just words. So a lot of times a woman will get a vibe from a guy that
Mm-hmm.
he's not emotionally available, but maybe he's telling her that he like wants a relationship, or maybe he's inconsistent, and that kind of keeps a girl on the hook. So maybe like when they're together, he's really affectionate and tells her how much he likes her and how he feels about her and how he like wants to be with her, but then doesn't text her for 3 days or things like
Mm-hmm.
that. I think kind of keep women in this like loop of not like being confused and not really sure whether they should continue seeing this person or not.
So what about this? What about this as an idea? What if you were with a guy and on the second date, maybe you've done this. You asked them what they're looking for.
Hmm.
Have you done that?
I have done that, um, but I think that's something that I have adopted into my new dating practices to avoid all of this. I think that it's
Okay.
really important to be like upfront and honest, but I also do think that sometimes I have asked that and guys have
Just
lied
lied.
about their intentions,
Yeah.
which is also an issue that you can't really
Yeah.
control. But
Okay, now I'm going to throw this out there, and I mean no offense by this, but you and I are talking really raw and honest, and I appreciate your honesty. So here I go.
mhm,
Maybe it's possible you're bad in bed.
maybe, I don't know.
I'm
I've
just
gotten a
being
lot
I'm
of
just being honest.
compliments. I've gotten a lot of compliments,
I
so
think it's rare. I mean,
I don't know.
I don't think that's the case. Not that I can tell, but that's probably a rare thing if it happens so much. But hey, what if that's the case? I would say that to a guy. Like, if girls are ghosting them after they have sex, and that's happened to plenty of clients that I work with, I'm thinking, I ask them, what's going on in the bedroom? What are you doing in the bedroom? And maybe they're doing something that's turning her off. So that's why I
Yeah,
ask you. I wonder if you're doing anything.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's
So you think
definitely a
you're,
thought to ponder.
but you're like, no,
I mean, I would
forget
hope
that.
not,
Well, of
but
course you'd hope not, but it's possible. You don't think it's possible. You think that you're amazing and guys are having a good time.
I like to think that. Yeah.
I think it's really interesting though hearing this from you, because I do hear this from a lot of people about the hookup culture. I mean, we're seeing it
Hmm.
firsthand right here.
Yeah.
Hookup culture, it's really hard to date. Would you say that? Would that be a sentence in your head? Like, it's hard to date?
I don't think it's hard to date in terms of it's not hard to find somebody to go on dates with and to
Okay.
go on dates. Like, I don't really mind first dates. I think it's hard to form a connection with somebody because of the impact that hookup culture has had.
Yeah, it's not hard. It's hard to date in the sense where it's hard to keep a man around.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you want ultimately?
I definitely want like a long term monogamous relationship. Just haven't found a new one in a while.
What kind of guy do you want?
Somebody who is hardworking and has his life together. Like I'm not dating somebody who wants to be an actor or something like where they have no plan, no money. That's just like I don't want to. This sounds kind of vain, but like I don't want to have to make more money than my boyfriend or like support him. It just seems like you should be able to support yourself. I would say preferably tall, but that's not really a big deal to me because I'm short. I know that
How
it is a
short are
big
you?
deal. I'm only 5'2", but I do wear
Okay.
heels a lot. So as long as he's taller than me in heels, then that's perfectly fine with me.
So if he's 5'6", you're cool.
Yeah, that's as short as I would go though.
5'7".
I would do 5'7". I used to date a guy who was 5'8" for like 2 years. So I don't mind the short. It's just like, would I prefer to be with somebody tall? Yes. But I do think that a lot of the guys who are 6 foot and over, because it's such a desirable, like masculine trait, they didn't have to develop personalities. So, and I think that a lot of times the guys who are really tall and like attractive, they know that they can get any girl that they want. So they're just assholes.
Interesting. So you appreciate a guy who's under 6 feet because you might think that he's not as arrogant.
Exactly.
Wow, that's interesting. Good for you. I mean, I don't think that I'm not thinking that every guy over 6 feet is
No,
arrogant,
definitely
but
not every guy, but I don't know. I feel like more of the guys that I've interacted with, at least that are over 6 foot, you can tell that they like walk into a room and like know that they're like more desirable than another guy who's 5'8".
right. Well, that's confidence, though, isn't it?
In a sense, yeah,
Aren't you attracted to confidence?
absolutely.
So, what's the deal? Then you would want a guy over 6 feet
Yes, I think confidence gets the girl.
because the guy who's under 6 feet, 5'8". I'm not saying that a 5'8" person isn't confident, but
Yeah,
maybe he's not, according to what you're saying here.
I think that confidence gets the girl, but it doesn't keep the girl. Because if you are being confident with 5 other girls every single weekend, and like, you know, a girl, like if you're not treating a girl well, at the end of the day, she's not going to want to be with you in the long term.
So, are you actively dating and sleeping with men under 6 feet tall?
Not currently.
Oh man, ever?
I mean, I have in the past, just not right now.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, you're not. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you seeing anyone right now?
I've gone on a couple first dates lately.
And they're over 6 feet.
Yes. I find it's odd because I find that there are a lot more tall people in Manhattan than I've ever like experienced before. Like most of the people that I match with are automatically over 6 feet. And I'm not necessarily looking for that, but a lot of them do like my profile, which is interesting.
Are you matching though with anyone who's under 6 feet?
Yes.
But you're not going on dates with them.
No.
Why?
I have this thing where if a guy asks me for my Instagram or my Snapchat and not my number, I don't contact them. I don't give it to them.
So all guys under 6 feet are asking for your Instagram?
Some of them are boring. Some of them are ugly. I don't know. There is a lot of different factors. Some of the guys
I got
over
it.
6 feet are boring and ugly and I don't talk to them either.
Okay. Okay, got it. Okay. You're just saying the majority of guys that you seem to see on the apps happen to be over 6 feet.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. What do you want? Hinge?
Yes.
Any other dating apps?
No. I tried to get on Raya, but I wasn't able to. They're a little bit exclusive.
Will you promise me that you'll go on a date with a man under 6 feet in the next 2 weeks?
Sure, I can do that.
Is that a hard promise? Are you a little nervous to do that, or does that seem
No,
okay
I'm
for
not
you?
nervous.
Okay, so you're going to DM me. You're going to
Okay.
tell me that you have went on a date with a guy under 6 feet. And then that guy, you're going to also tell me you didn't ghost him.
Okay.
And then you told him that you didn't feel a connection with him, just like I told you to say earlier. How's
Okay.
that sound?
That sounds perfect.
Okay. We got a good deal here.